On the occasion of Reen's 16th birthday, Fushi and Gugu are invited. She claims that when she turns 16, she wants to get married as a potential boyfriend. Fushi suggests Gugu. Reen states that she cannot wed a man whom she has never seen in person. Reen needs to find a boyfriend before turning 16, and the two agree. When Gugu's long-lost elder brother shows up, he apologizes for leaving him but is turned away. The ring is the one that Reen gave to Gugu, so when she sees it, she is startled. She realizes that Gugu is the same boy who sold vegetables in the market. She visits Gugu and tries to put the ring on his finger. He is also invited to her birthday celebration. Gugu receives a new mask from Boozman that allows him to start fires. Boozman becomes sad to see Gugu. On her birthday, Gugu gives a purple flower to Reen. At the party, some people try to mock Gugu, but Reen stands up for him. Her future husband is revealed by her father. Reen realizes that Gugu accidentally hit his face when he rescued her from a log. Some knockers attack Gugu and Reen. Fushi hastily orders everyone to leave when Knocker threatens the mansion. Fushi changes into Oniguma to support the crumbling home. Gugu penetrates the stone with numerous spear pokes and pierces the monster's body. He hurls his fire through it, reducing it to ashes in the process. Reen rushes to defend Gugu when the knocker attacks once more, risking everything to do so. Gugu passes away as the two lovers show their devotion by giving each other one last kiss. By transforming into Gugu, Fushi destroys the knocker. To stop the enemy from escaping to the west, Fushi exerts all of his strength. Reen searches for Gugu. Fushi attempts to claim that he has died, but it appears that Reen asks several questions that only Gugu would have answers to, making Fushi fail the test. Reen is sleeping on a field of flowers. Reen informs her father that she is in love with someone else and will not get married. To prevent further casualties, Fushi sets off on a solo journey. Reen informs her father that the person she is in love with has passed away, and she considers their shared love for Gugu. For some time, Fushi strolls by himself while battling his feelings. He cries out to the beholder and requests instructions on what to do next. He informs Fushi that only Fushi can defeat the knockers. He finds Piran on a donkey and detects a familiar aroma in the wolf's form. Although they keep on traveling together, Fushi won't eat from her. Piran is tasked with making a vow to Fushi that she won't pass away. Fushi is asked by Piran to select some fruit from a tree. Fushi attempts but is unsuccessful. If he made it to March according to Piran, he could accomplish it. Fushi, however, is unable to recall March because it was taken from him at Takunaha. Piran offers to take Fushi to the Sarlene forest where there are no humans so that he can train there without endangering anyone. The girl leads them to another ship while she does so. When Piran and Fushi become separated, a stranger declares that they have arrived on Jananda Island. Fushi swiftly frees himself and continues to look for Piran while posing as a wolf. He can detect Piran's whereabouts but is unable to approach her. Fushi is then informed by the girl that the island is a remote one. Fushi is anticipating the opening of the battlefield where the other captives will engage in life or death combat. To choose the next ruler of the island, Jananda, there is a sort of tournament. To release Piran, Fushi participates in a crime-related competition. Fushi is prevented from entering the arena in the opening round after being attacked by a man. Fushi enters the ring when there is just one warrior left after the majority of them have all been killed. Due to Fushi's ability to regenerate after being wounded by his foe, he ends up winning when his competitor is terrified. To help him out financially, a group follows him around, led by a young girl named Toneri. Toneri explains that she is a prisoner's daughter and that she and her group are preparing to flee at the right time. She also explains to him Piran's troubled past and how it explains why she was transferred to this island. Fushi was forced into one-on-one combat with another man. Although he is initially very afraid to murder his opponent, he ultimately does it because of how adamant his opponent is. He strikes the decisive blow while assuming the guise of Perona. Fushi understands that Perona must be dead because he can now assume her form. To win Fushi over, Toneri offers to assist in Piran's rescue. Fushi still doesn't have faith in her. She makes an effort to look after him, limit his social circle, and even feed him. Using his groundhog form, Piran helps Fushi find him, but she begs him to leave. She is a criminal, says Piran, and is accustomed to being locked up. She knows this, so why does he keep trying to save her? Fushi continues to the third round of the gladiator fight, in the fighting arena where he is prevented from murdering his opponent. After becoming irritated by this act of generosity, the audience tries to assassinate the unsuccessful candidate. Fushi promises to remove his adversary from the island. Gugu loses his form when Knockers returns and removes it from him. All appear to be lost, but Fushi manages to recover marches in Gugu's forms with the aid of the convicts and Pironas. Toneri doesn't feel remorse for him, even though several prisoners do because he messed up their island. Toneri was surprised when Fushi, remembering the etiquette march, had taught him, thanked her for her assistance. Around a campfire, Fushi and the Toneri gang celebrate. Fushi longs to overthrow the Knockers. To surprise her father is Toneri's ultimate goal. Toneri's diary is excerpted by Fushi. Toneri begins to write about her background. When Toneri's mother passed away one day, she was leading a typical existence. Her father was to be banished after being found guilty of murder. Both of them were dispatched to Jananda Island. When her father Eren won a competition, one day Toneri was left in denial since she could not recognize her father as a cruel killer. She found a book that her father had given her for her birthday. He sought to make amends to Toneri, but passed away from poison. Toneri is approached by Hayase, who advises her that if she guides Fushi to Jananda, he will win the competition. Piran's cell is reached by Fushi, who then rejoins her there. In case Fushi has trouble knocking out the opponent, Toneri hands him Oppa's blowgun. When Fushi realizes Hayase is his opponent, he is surprised. Fushi continues to try to defeat Hayase using different forms, but he is constantly thwarted. With the help of Western Morning Glory, Hayase knocks Fushi out and takes over as the island's ruler. Hayase educates the gathering by making up a story about how she found Fushi. The islanders of Jananda, according to Hayase, ought to assist her in protecting him. She then gives Toneri responsibility for the future of Jananda Island. She brings Fushi into a secret bedroom where she starts to seduce him. While Toneri and her companions attempt to save their immortal comrade, they are ultimately apprehended by the guards. Rigor, Toneri's owl companion, is injured by Hayase, who also issues death threats to the rest of the group. She is shocked when Fushi, who is holding a knife to her throat, informs her that the youngster she was abusing was nothing more than a hollow shell. He agrees to let Hayase do anything she wants with him, but only if she also frees Toneri and the others. It is determined that the island's youngsters will follow the leader. Hayase agrees to his demands, but drugs and imprisons Toneri and the others as well. When Toneri awakens, she discovers that she is imprisoned aboard Captain Skyfish's ship, which has already sailed away from the island. She gets off the ship to get back to Jananda Island and asks her supervisor for assistance. When Toneri goes back to the hole, he sees that Fushi has already made it out by digging. They gather around a campfire inside a cave at night. Toneri longs to go back home and show her parents her most recent creation. Soldiers from Hayase are aware that Fushi is already free. Fushi learns of a new Knocker assault in town as she prepares to league with Toneri. Toneri objects when Fushi intends to go help the town, but Fushi ignores him and continues by himself. Numerous Knockers have risen from the town's corpse pit and seized control of dead people. Toneri comes and uses a little knife to kill the Knocker. Before Oppa trips over and a Knocker takes over her body, they manage to kill a few Knockers. When Mia tries to assist Oppa in standing up, the Knocker pierces her in the chest. The gang assesses Mia's condition in the safe area. Fushi tells Toneri that Oppa is already dead, despite Toneri's pleas for him not to kill her. Then Pirona's shape is taken from him. Roy throws Fushi when he transforms into the mole while yelling for Ligard. Fushi is caught by Ligard, who then flees the area. Roy is then taken over by a Knocker. As Knockers emerge from the corpse hole, Hayase observes them from above. A Knocker flies into Hayase's body. The Knocker is then torn from her arm by her. She attempts to shoot Toneri with a weapon, but Fushi in Onaguma's form attacks her. When the Knockers reach the children, a massive fire suddenly burns them. Only 3 Knockers are remaining as the Beholder informs Fushi. Before Fushi can get an answer to his question about what to do with the 3 surviving Knockers, Toneri and Sandal are defeated by sneaking up on them and being struck by Hayase. While Fushi is catching Toneri and Hayase and bringing them back to safety, Toneri awakens, kicks off the ledge, and takes Hayase into the fire with her. Fushi, Toneri, and Sandal come to the town after dealing with the Knockers to mourn the passing of Oppa, Mia, and Yoroi. After expressing gratitude to Toneri and Sandal, Fushi leaves. With Hayase, Fushi is informed by Hayase as she leans in close that she has been in love with him ever since they first met. Fushi constructs a second rowboat and begins to float away. Unexpectedly, a knocker attacks the helpless Hayase. Piran is eating a bowl of beans in an inn at the dock close to Jananda Island. Fushi, who appears as Johan the Arctic Wolf, observes dejectedly. He decides to keep his distance from the elderly woman, but he sends her a note assuring her of his safety. Piran is compelled by a man to return to the island, but she kicks him in the head instead. Fushi can change into Yuroi, Mia, and Appa. He believes that his actions led to their demise. Even though he is in the guise of Mia, Piran recognizes him. In another instance, a good man enters his beachside dwelling only to be assaulted by the person he had just rescued. Dementia is progressively manifesting in Piran, as the beholder had warned Fushi. One day, the Piran asks the beholder to allow her to be reborn as something that will aid Fushi on his eternal voyage as she is about to die. The beholder grabs hold of Fushi's life force as she reaches paradise through a white sphere that resembles her actual form. When Fushi discovers Piran's dead body, he weeps for his longtime friend. A few decades later, a middle-aged Fushi chuckles hysterically after killing a pursuing knocker who had been attacking him.